Hello everyone, thank you for clicking this video. So today I'm going to talk about the January book tag by Jan Agatha. Sorry I mispronounced your name, but go to her channel, you're going to watch the original. So the very first question of the tag is, what's the first book you read last year? In the last book you read last year. So I started reading again, reading fiction again, June of last year. And so for me, when you talk about a book that's read, I count it as like you finished reading. So I would say Normal People. I've been reading that like on and off for a while, and I finally finished it in June. And then the last book, and then Normal People is 5 stars for me. It's a great book. I could go on and on. Sally Rooney is amazing. And then the last book was Powerless by Ellie Silver, which I found to be like riddled with cliches and not that well written, so like 3 stars for me. The first book, the next question is, what's the first book you finished 2024? And I finished House of Earth and Blood, which I've been reading for like 5-6 months. That took me a very long time, and that's 5 stars for me. I really loved it, and it's the only Sarah J Maas book I like so far, so I'm glad that I like her writing. So 3 reading goals for 2024 is the next question. So one would be annotate more. I don't want to just skim and not really pay attention to the words closely, and I don't want to just like quickly forget what I've read. I want to read more women of color. I primarily read women authors, which I don't have a problem with, but I'm okay with reading women of color, but definitely want to read more. And I want to read less because I'm writing a book, so I don't have time to read as much, or I shouldn't spend all my time reading instead of writing. So 3 anticipated titles for 2024 is the next question. And I'm interpreting this as books that they're not coming out in 2024, but I really want to read them in 2024. And that's Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I've heard really good reviews about that. Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. And then Butcher and Blackbird, which is a serial killer dark romance. So, big romance reader. So, what goals did I have for last year? It was the next question. I didn't really have goals. But when I got to the end of the year, I was like, oh, 50 would have been nice. So, I was reading half between June and December. I read 40 books, so I was thinking 50 would have been nice, but it's fine. And then, of course, I need to read less than 50 books this year because it's taking up too much of my time reading. A new release that I'm not excited for is Never by Jessa Hastings, because I've heard with the Peter Pan retelling, there's kind of like a pedophile overtone to the book, and I'm just not into that, and I will not be picking that up. Reading habits to change is I read too many books at once. That's a big habit I need to change. I don't think reading less than 3 is realistic, so I think 3 is a good number. What movie adaptation are you excited about? I honestly don't have an answer for this because there isn't anything I've read that I know so far is going to come out as a screen adaptation, so I'm just taking what I've seen other people say and say Dune, which is a very copycat answer, but I'm a fan of the Dune movies, and sorry I'm not familiar with the books, I just couldn't think of anything for this question. So my favorite bookish memory of 2023, it's very funny, but I really liked my Fourth Wing vlog. Fourth Wing was like a 3.5 star. It was fine. I'm kind of like neutral about it, but I think the vlog that I really liked filming and editing that vlog, and I think it turned out really well. So that would be my best memory. So, any carryovers from last year? Also, I'm in the middle of Air of Fire by Sergio Mas, so this is a carryover from last year.